Marian Knights and your Taylor Trojans. We begin tonight by honoring the 3 seniors on this year's Trojan men's soccer team. We begin with senior captain Brian Matipa. Brian is accompanied tonight by his parents Shane and Mitzi McBride. Brian is a social work major from Houston, Texas. Brian plays as a winger and a midfielder for the Trojans, and this year is one of 4 captains for the squad. Starting in 33 games during his career and appearing in 46, Matipa has proven himself to be a selfless and joyful player year in and year out while contributing 4 goals and 2 assists in his career. Upon graduating from Taylor, Brian plans on going to graduate school to continue his studies in social work. Thank you, Brian, for all your hard work and leadership during the past 4 years. Next, we have Webby Peary. Webby Peary is an education major also living in Houston, Texas, and also accompanied by his parents, Shane and Mitzi McBride. Webby has been a midfielder for the Trojans since 2020, and his development has been significant over the past 18 months. He has appeared in 22 games for the Trojans over the past 2 seasons as a holding midfielder. Peary plans on becoming a middle school social studies teacher upon graduating from Taylor in May. Thank you, Webby, for all you have contributed to the program. And lastly, we have senior Matt Harrell. Matt Harrell, also a captain for the squad, is joined tonight by his parents Rich and Janet Harrell and his brother Josh. Matt is an exercise science major who hails from Colorado Springs, Colorado. A versatile and athletic player, Matt has seen action as a center back, an outside back, and a holding midfielder during his time as a Trojan, starting in 37 games while appearing in 46. Scoring 4 goals in his career, all from the center back position, Harold has also notched 1 assist. Upon graduating from Taylor, Harold plans on joining the Air National Guard to become a pilot. In addition, Matt plans on attaining his personal training license. Thank you, Matt, for all you have done over these last 4 years. One more time, please put your hands together for the Taylor University Men's Soccer Trojans 2023-24 season.
following is a presentation of the Trojan Sports Network.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome here to Turner Stadium on the campus of Taylor University for tonight's men's soccer Crossroads League matchup between the 6-1-2 Marian Knights and the 3-6-1 Taylor Trojans. Our pre-match look is brought to you by Marian Health. The Knights led by first-year and Marian alum James Jenkins, and they are in the black uniforms tonight with the highlighter yellow numbers and letters. The Trojans in the home whites with the purple numbers on the front and back. The Trojans honoring their three-man senior class here earlier tonight. And they try to go out, try to get a victory tonight on the night dedicated to them. Taylor coming off of a 3-1 setback on Wednesday at number 4 Grace. Marian, same score in their game, but they were on the victorious side, defeating Goshen by that 3-1 final. In the goal today for the Knights is Juan Torres, the junior out of Bogota, Spain. Taylor has Sam Spiegel, the pride of Hillsdale, Michigan, in the goal for them tonight. On the year, the Trojans have been outscored 18-12 on the year. Marian on the other side has outscored their opponents 26-9. Ball played in deep as the Trojans go from left to right here in this opening half. Spiegel kicks it out to the near side. Chesting it down is Levi Kelly of Taylor's. He comes back to get it on the near side as the sun sets here in Upland, Indiana tonight. Dangerous pass in the middle, almost not getting to it in time was Spiegel. It's collapsing on him with Sebastian Gonzalez. And the foul is called against whom? It'll be against Gonzalez, the senior out of Mexico for Marian. First foul of the night against either side. On the year, Spiegel has a goals against average of 1.8. He has stopped 38 shots this year. His counterpart Torres has allowed 9 goals on the year, 18 allowed by Spiegel. A goals against average of 1.06 for the junior Torres. Taylor trying to play dangerously here in the first couple of minutes. Yoshi Tagishi gets it away for the Knights, and then Taylor unable to keep moving it forward as they lose it near midfield. Josh Westling forward, the freshman from Carmel, Indiana. That's on the north side of the capital city, Indianapolis, where Marian is located, on the west side of. Tagishi trying to get up that far sideline and up the far side corner. It's kicked off of his feet by Liam Brennan of TU, and the Trojans will reset here with a goal kick from Spiegel. .78 degrees the kickoff temperature here tonight. It's been uncharacteristically warm after it's been very fall-like for the last couple of days or so. Special welcome to the parents of Taylor Junior transfer Justin Devlin. It is midnight and October 1st, so we hope October looking well over across the pond. Apparently they have kept track of things said during broadcast, so hopefully we can add to the ledger and the scroll tonight for Devlin's family. We thank the rest of you folks for tuning in as well, no matter where you may be across our globe. Deep in Taylor, the attacking half, it'll be Colin Maris to throw it in here for the home side. We're still in search of our first shot from either team here tonight. Maris being held in by a rope that he continues to try to. If he could cut that rope down right now, he would. He keeps playing with it as he stutter steps and throws it in on the near sideline. Into the box, over the intended head of Matt Yoder, back to the near side. Marian still hasn't cleared it yet, and now it's just side kicked out of there by Tenorio. Quick moving forward, here comes Nakame for Marian, slipped off of his back heel. Doty shoots, and his left-footed shot goes high over the crossbar. Make it Dowdy with that high shot, And the first shot of the night, pretty much on cue. Good goal kick from Spiegel. Headed back into the center circle by Liam Brennan. Webby Peary, one of the 3 Taylor seniors honored before tonight's match. Ooh, pretty little heel flick from Marian. Back to the near side. Tenorio couldn't keep it moving forward as Ballard dances at midfield for the Trojans. A little sidestep to shake away from Tenorio. And Ballard still has the ball at his feet before dishing off to Levi Kelly. Near side to Ballard, missed all of last season for the Trojans, the sophomore from Highlands Ranch, Colorado. Up to Yoder, that's M. Yoder. Ballard slipping it through to the older Yoder, that's Levi. Ball played in, Yoder trying to get physical. He tried to run through the back of Kyle Alb of Crown Point, Indiana. And that allowed Torres time to slide out and cover up the ball from any dangerous things matriculating for Taylor. To the far side again in Tagishi, the junior defender out of Japan. As Marian moves from right to left in black here tonight. They are 2-1-2 on the road. They have been unblemished at home. And the Trojans trying to dish them their second loss of the night on the road, their loss of the season. 2 leaving 2 earlier was Sebastian Gonzalez, the senior forward from Mexico. And the first offside flag is in the air tonight as well. All the way to the other end for TU. And a foul whistled against the home side. It's going to set up a Marian goal kick as the Trojans had a couple challenges trying to keep it in their favor. Back at the defensive end, Marian presses forward. Sam Gooden of Pittsboro, Indiana, up to Tenorio. To the right side, and Tagishi, who's been very active here early on for the Knights. Tagishi angles to his left, now back to his right, sets up a cross that gets blocked by the backside of Liam Brennan. Tagishi into Gonzalez, back to Tagishi, right sideline. 2 Trojans there, he pops the ball free, curled into the 18, headed down and in, and Evan Dowdy gets the header home with 37 minutes and 55 seconds left to go here in the first half. Marian on a wonderful header from the sophomore Dowdy takes a 1-0 lead. It's the second goal of the year for Dowdy. We'll see who they give the assist to. I think it was Tagishi on the far side, but he played a wonderful ball in from the right, and Dowdy was right there in the middle of the 18 and headed it home here a couple of minutes into this first half. So how do the Trojans respond here, down 1-0 early? And it was Tagishi on the assist. Again, Dowdy's second goal of the year. So that one comes in the 8th minute. Over Dowdy's head, he retreats in defense against Levi Kelly. Forward for Matt Yoder, too far for him to get to. Bruno Merle of France makes a nice play and now turns up the near sideline for Marian. Left foot in the middle, and Bernerone. Bernerone deals it off and right back to the assist man, Tagishi. Curling forward, Gonzalez wants to get behind the senior, Matt Harold looking to cross. Fancy footwork, but not enough in play, and it's out of bounds, and a goal kick upcoming. No, make it off of Harold, and so it'll be a corner here for the Knights of Marian. Tagishi, the assist man on the first tally in the 8th minute, now sets up in the far corner for his first corner kick of the night. The first one for either side as Taylor students continue to file their way into the bleachers here after getting some dinner. Low curl, or low corner, I should say, then flicked away by Devlin of TU. Big bounce off of the turf. Matipa juggling, wanted to play keep away from Josh Wessling. Peary stopping and starting. Lays it all the way back to the defensive end in Brennan, the freshman midfielder out of Dublin, Ohio. But the Trojans give it back, and now Marian sets up in their defensive end. Long pass finds Wessling again to the center circle in Bernerone. Lifting it right side to Tagishi as Marian shoots on the goal to our left here in this first half. They lead 1-0. Long shot on the turf goes wide towards the near side by Sebastian Gonzalez. Maris trying to get it out of the defensive end, lifts it all the way to the right side as Brennan flicks it out of the air. Headed around once or twice. Levi Yoder headed it down, but out of the reach of Matipa. That's going to go right back to Marian as they lead 1-0. They've outshot Taylor 3-0 here in the first half. Sam Gooden dribbles up for the Knights. Left-footed pass headed out of the air by Taylor's Colin Maris. Quick throw in for MU into Tenorio. Back to Gooden. To middle of the field in the defensive end and Alb. Big right-footed pass forward. Onside is Dowdy, the goal scorer, volleys it out of the air. Spiegel off of his line, and that one off the right side of the post and ricochets out as Dowdy was literally inches away from making it 2-0 Marian just about 3 minutes after his first goal of the night. A really nice run from Dowdy as the pass lifted over his head. Everybody in the purple and gray was waiting for an offside flag to come in the air. It did not. As Spiegel came off the line, it got popped over him and hit the inside part of the post, but ricocheted back out instead of going off the inside part of the post and into the goal mouth. So it remains 1-0 thanks to the far side post on the goal to our left for the Trojan cause. Still trailing Marian 1-0 under the direction of recently graduated, on the field a year ago, James Jenkins. The Englishman leading his alma mater, Merle. Forward here, ball left behind by Tenorio. Taylor struggling to clear before Levi Kelly knifes it away up near midfield. Ball cut down by Gooden. And back to one of his defensive mates in Alb. Alb to Gooden. Again, Marian in black. They've outshot Taylor 4-0. Now the only shot on goal tonight, it's found the back of the net on the header from Evan Dowdy, his second goal of the year. A couple players collide And Nakame is called for the foul for Marian. Second foul against Marian here in the first half. The Trojans still in search of that first shot tonight, trying to test the keeper Torres. Spiegel, the Trojan netminder, blasts the right-footed free kick forward, wants to connect with Matipa. Headed down by Tagishi behind him, and Marian quickly moves out of their defensive end up near the vicinity of midfield. The Trojans have been unable to really hold it in the defensive end a lot tonight. Sebastian Gonzalez centers a pass. There's Dowdy again, and he punches a left foot wide of the near side post. Dowdy has been close to getting a first-half hat trick after piping in the first one off of a header off a wonderful ball from Tagishi. He missed one off the post, and then a couple seconds later, right here, he misses one wide left from the far side of the field. Gonzalez comes in as the leading goal scorer for Marian with 5. And that one from Dowdy in just his 5th start of the year was his 2nd of the year, but he has been extremely active here offensively. Here for Marian. Taylor trying to move forward. Ball pops to the down to Matipa's feet, top of the 18. Just before he could let a shot go, he was tackled down by Kyle Alb. A bounce looked to be going the Trojans' way with Matipa, one of their most creative players. Now back to the other end comes Marian. Nakame works back to his feet. He runs right around 2 defenders. He shoots. Spiegel punches away wonderfully. Nakame came through like his hair was on fire, ran away from 2 or 3 different Taylor defenders, and then tried to go to the far side of the goal. And Spiegel dove to his left or right and punched it away beautifully. If that ball gets past Spiegel, that would have been a crippling goal for the Taylor cause. Foul in the far side corner, so the Trojans, or a handball in the far side corner, excuse me, as Ballard knocked out of the air, and there's the foul against Bruno Merle. Justin Devlin readies for the free kick. He's 5 yards outside of midfield. And now Devlin gives way to Maris as Taylor really taking their time before Maris curls it to the far side to Harold, and then Harold with 2 R's plays it right back here. Perry back in a more defensive position as Devlin was lurking up near the midfield spot. El Yoder off to Brennan far side. Yoder working up that far side, and now he takes a big first touch, trying to get to the end line first. Stomps on the brakes, works back to his right foot. Everything stops as he lays it back to Matipa. Matipa dribbles to the middle, trying to find and turn the corner. Matipa bumped, slides it to Kelly on the near side. Kelly back to his left foot. Matipa came crashing in. And a short pass, now Matipa's arm tugged from behind. He deals it back near midfield and Maris. Left foot skips forward, Matipa. Had Ballard with an overlapping run in front of him. Plays in the middle, Matt Yoder, big first touch off of his foot, didn't allow him to turn and fire it on goal. Marian player, that's Tenorio, sandwiched between 2 Trojans. As Peary and Ballard, one of those 2 young men will be whistled for the foul. Looks like it's Ballard as he's getting spoken to by our referee, Donald Williams. Assistant referees tonight, Tundi Ashola and Drew Marshall. Bryce Lawrence and Carter Glover ready to come in for Taylor at the next opportunity. Who just passed 29 minutes left to play in this one. Marian leads Taylor 1-0 after the goal in the 8th minute by Evan Dowdy. And here come Glover along with Lawrence by his side. So the senior Webby Peary exits, replaced by Lawrence. And Liam Brennan, the freshman, checks out as well. Taylor still in search of that first shot here tonight. Near side Ballard. Turns over his left shoulder, now comes back because he jitters away from the black-shirted Jersey defense. Ball out off of Glover's feet, and Marian gets ready for a near side throw-in. Taylor has not gotten the ball inside the 18 ever since that Colin Maris throw-in back near the start of this match. They've been really struggling to get any real decent offensive touches anywhere near the 18. Headed back by the Knights. Gonzalez works through the defense. Harold trying to force him to dish it off. He did, and someone in white for Taylor able to get their foot on that one and kick the pass away. So can the Trojans take that defensive effort and now try to find that elusive first shot? They trail 1-0 with 27 minutes and change remaining here in the first half. Glover curls it to the far side and Harold. Levi Kelly has now switched sides. He's now on the left side of the formation for Taylor after being on the right for about the first 20 minutes, so almost the first 20 minutes. Devlin measures and blasts it all the way to the far side of the backpedaling Kelly. Off the 9 on his chest. Pass off the turf to Matipa. Wanted to center it. Got deflected away as he had Ballard chasing. But it's off the Knights' feet, and Taylor gets their first corner tonight. It'll emanate from the far side. Ballard leaves it for Devlin with two different Knights defenders. Tenorio along with Westling out there to not give Taylor a clear shot from the far corner. It'll come into the right of the keeper Torres. In swinger, Torres catches it and then puts his heels down about a step in front of the goal line. Nicely done by Torres. First shot of the night in the books now for the Trojans as Devlin tried to score from the corner. Taylor gets it right back with Lawrence moving forward to M. Yoder. Back to his older brother Levi, excuse me. To the defensive end, Harold. And right as Devlin was ready to play it, the ball got out of bounds. Good defensive pressure by the Trojans. Devlin got it, then sends it all the way back to his keeper, Spiegel, who knees it down. No pressure coming. Now a little bit of light pressure coming from Gonzalez of Marian. Up the near side, headed out of the air by Nakame. Who's still near midfield. Ballard pops it forward out of the reach of Matt Yoder. And Marian goes back to their keeper, Torres. 1-0 the Marian lead as we dip below 25 minutes remaining here in the first half. Offside flag in the air across from us. Second one against Marian tonight. And now time will be stopped with 21:41 left to go here in the half. And Gonzalez having a very aggressive conversation with our referee, Donald Williams. Looks like something a little extracurricular after the offside whistle and the offside flag was in the air. So Taylor sets up from the defensive end. They trail 1-0. Looking for their first league win of the year. Marian is 1-1. They picked up their first league win Wednesday night at home against Goshen. Knights skied up deep in the far corner. Yoder backpedals for Taylor. Headed to the middle. That was M. Yoder. Now here's Levi. Oh, nice move that he slipped away from two different Marian defenders. Nakame bumps him, but he's still able to get it off to Levi Kelly. His pass to the middle goes off the side of the head of Nakame. And they'll stop the clock as the athletic training staff, headed up by Casey Hackman, has to come out and take a look at Nakame after the ball hit him in the back of the head. Almost 24 minutes remaining here in the half. And referee Donald Williams says Nakame must come off the field with having the ball hit him in the side of the head. Good to see Nakame still has all of his, still able to walk off and completely responsive and everything else. So it looks like he will be taken into the medical tent for a quick, or for not a quick, for excuse me, but into the medical tent for a concussion protocol test. Marian does get a free sub here with number 50. The problem is there's not a number 50 on their roster. So the mystery man onto the field here for Marian, as Carlos Sanabria on for the Trojans. Play restarted in the Marian defensive end. And another long pass in to Dowdy, who's gotten behind the Taylor defense a lot tonight. He shoots, and another save from Spiegel, as Dowdy has been threatening almost since the opening whistle. That's his 4th shot of the night. They've all been on goal. 2 have had to be stopped from Spiegel, and the other one hit the post. Or one was stopped by Spiegel, the other one was pushed wide. So 2 spectacular saves tonight here from Sam Spiegel. And again, we are still trying to figure out who the mystery number 50 is tonight for the Knights. Tagishi sets up for the far side corner for MU. Goes into the middle of the 18. Headed away by the Trojans, back near the end line. Marian heads it back to Tagishi. Able to bluff a defender by. Oh, a beautiful pirouette on the right side of the box. Sends it in. Cut down by Ballard with his hands behind his back. And then Matipa clears it out to the far sideline. So it looks like Donovan Doolittle is the mystery man number 50. Stopped by Spiegel. And Doolittle not on the roster that we were given either. So not only did have a number 50 on the roster, didn't even have Devin Doolittle on the roster. Well, welcome, Mr. Doolittle. 22 and a half minutes left to go here in this first half that Marian has dominated. They've outshot Taylor 8-1 here tonight. Out off of Taylor. And Philip Seifert, the German, comes in for the Knights' cause. Seifert, 6'2", 185. We're still waiting to see. It'll be Sebastian Gonzalez checking out for MU. And a throw-in up the near sideline here for the Knights, taken away by Sanabria. Right foots it back to Ballard. Right foot popped forward. Headed down by Tagishi for Marian and back to the center circle. Good pressure from Lawrence from behind. Nice tackle from Harold as the Army crawls his way to get the ball at his feet. More of a crab crawl there for Ballard. Sanabria reverses the point of attack to the far side. Having to wait to come to roll to him was Levi Kelly. Harold, long pass near side. Glover knocks it down, wants to work it up the near sideline. And Carter gets called for the foul as he was moving to his right. He took Tenorio with him. Free kick, clearly into Maris. There's no one in black could get there for Marian. Maris up the near sideline. Big right foot forward. Matt Yoder trying to muscle his way against Sam Gooden. Almost losing was Bernerone for Marian. Back towards the middle of the 18 in the defensive end for the Knights. Torres comes off the line, and the keeper might have hit that one off the right side of his foot as Matipa gets his forehead on it for TU. Kelly knifes it down up the far side, back to Matipa. Wanted to get that right foot, or his left foot got away from Tagishi, but great speed from Tagishi. Matipa tried to save it on the end line. Did he? He did. As play continues inside the 18, 2 men fall down. And there was no whistle, but Matt Yoder got up thinking he heard one. And it looks like he gets called for the foul, to the dismay of the Taylor fans down below us. Big right foot forward from Torres. Devlin on the spot there for Taylor. Tagishi moves it forward for Marian. Back to the Taylor side of things. Matipa angles with the right side. Trying to take it around to Tagishi again. Brian stomps on the brakes and works back to his right foot. Angles towards the middle of the field. Now lays it back to Justin Devlin. Far side, Levi Kelly. Back again to Devlin. Center circle. Taylor trying to change the point of attack. Maris. Near side, Glover. Glover pops it forward. Miscommunication between he and Sanabria. Rolls to the end line. Taylor lets it go out, and it'll be a goal kick here for Torres as we've dipped below 20 minutes remaining before recess. Headed out of bounds. It stays with Marian. The Knights come in tied for fourth in the Crossroads League with Spring Arbor and Huntington, all with 3 points. They're 3 points back of the three-way tie at the top, Indiana Wesleyan, Grace, and the defending national champions Bethel. The Trojans in the tie for seventh with their lone point with a team that they tied in St. Francis. Matt Yoder hand fighting on the end line. It goes off of his foot. And then he and Sam Gooden exchange some extracurriculars as Gooden and Yoder both get a little physical with one another. And the yellow card looks to be coming out here to Matt Yoder, and it is. First yellow card of the night, and a match is starting to get more and more physical as we get closer and closer to halftime. Sub comes on for the Trojans and Brock Carpenter. BC comes in to get Matipa. Al moving forward for Marian. Again, less than 20 minutes to go here in the first half. Goal in the 8th minute by Dowdy off a header set up from Tagishi from the right side to the middle of the box. And the Knights lead 1-0. Here's we almost hit 17 minutes left to go here before halftime. Gooden. Right foot forward, and here comes Dowdy again, just racing behind the Taylor defense. He's had 4 shots tonight, 1 in, 1 saved, 1 off the post, and 1 wide. Merle explodes to his left foot, crossing, back post, nobody home, as Doolittle races it down to the far sideline. Doolittle turns back up near midfield, back to Tagishi, the man who assisted on the Dowdy tally earlier. Quick passing, here's Doolittle. Nice right foot from the end line, back to the middle. Nobody was there, and the Trojans try to break it out from the defensive end. But excellent hustle from Tenorio to come back and win it for the Knights. Merle runs to the challenge of Sanabria. As Glover throws his foot in there and able to sweep the pass away. 2 Knights subs come in. Miguel Luna and the man who will throw this one in, Cameron Hooker. With Merle and Wessling checking out for Marian. The Knights have outshot Taylor 8-1 here in the first half tonight. Here's a new man in Hooker. Got through 2 different Taylor challenges. Crosses from the end line. Harold able to slide and keep it away from the box. But it's ricocheted out to the Knights' sky. And a corner upcoming here for Marian. It'll be their 2nd one of the night. Make it their 3rd one of the night, excuse me. As Yoshi Tagishi comes to the near sideline and the near corner to take it. He has taken all 3 of the corners tonight for the visitors. With 15.5 minutes remaining here in the first half, a 1-0 Marian lead. Tagishi towards the backside of the 18, headed down. Oh, Spiegel kept it off the line, and then missing it off the outside of the goal is Gooden. Full extension save for Sam Spiegel as he dove to his right, our left. with that right hand fully keeping the ball away. Big time save there from Sam Spiegel. He has made 2 stellar saves to keep Taylor within striking distance. Still down 1-0 as we dip below a quarter hour before halftime. And now Spiegel rockets it forward. Harold in a mess of people, able to work it up to Levi Yoder. Quick passing now to Carpenter. Back behind the play and Levi Kelly. El Yoder, big touch off of his foot forward. Pops it in the air, trying to keep it himself, and Levi does. Circles and lays it back to Kelly, now back to El Yoder. Carpenter put into space, but Yoder was staying where he was, and it's out off of the Trojans. Marian turns it over as here's Lawrence in the middle of the field. Sanabria jets to the middle. Want to go long range pass deflected. Lawrence trying to knock it down, move it forward. Marian looking for a handball that doesn't come. Coming out of the defensive end of the Knights, here's Tenorio. Fakes a pass forward, trying to get some space away from Devlin. Justin trying to track him down from behind. Tenorio slips it in. Here's another nice run from Dowdy. Dowdy end line, his centering ball blocked by the feet of Colin Maris. As Maris angrily and Harold as well start hollering back at their mates as Dowdy just continues just to race by these Taylor defenders here in the first half. Here comes the 4th corner of the night for the visitors from Indianapolis, and Tagishi takes his 4th one as well. Almost 13 minutes left to go here in the first half. Tagishi stands over this one. He assisted on the only goal we've had tonight. He almost got another assist on the most recent corner from this very side. This one low, didn't even get to where it wanted to go as Harold fights his way forward and plays it forward and out of play. But Harold's starting to limp a little bit as he now squats down in the catcher's position. Harold back to his feet, trying to walk this one off, looking to be a lower body injury here for the senior from Colorado Springs. Matt still kind of skipping and limping a little bit. Spiegel bluffed a long play forward and laid it on back to Maris. Taylor in the defensive end. Devlin now left of center. Back towards the middle of the field with Lawrence. Dumps a pass forward, too far for Kelly. The Trojans just do not seem to be on the same page here this evening. Again, just the one shot tonight here for Taylor on the Devlin corner that he tried to curl in from the far side. Outside of that, the Trojans have also just really struggled to get anything just near the top of the box, which is where Yoder is currently close to right now. Matt back to Levi. Near side to Carter Glover. Serves one in with the right foot. Backpedaling Torres, and he watches it sail over his head and out of play. 11:20 and counting here in the first half. It's a 1-0 Marian lead here over Taylor as both teams try to get a much-needed 3 points in their 3rd Crossroads League match of the year. Taylor comes in 0-1-1 with that tie here against St. Francis in a match the Trojans probably feel like they should have come out on top with. Marian off of their first win in league against Goshen on Wednesday. They're 1-1 with the 3 points. Alba in the defensive end for Marian. Matt Yoder shadowing his every move. Near side, Gooden. Big first touch forward, left foots it in. Slips by everybody, including Dowdy for Marian. So Maris the first one on it for the Trojans, and he sends it back to Spiegel. High skyscraping kick. Deflected back near midfield. Devlin got bumped from behind by Doolittle wearing 50. Levi Yoder sticks that right leg out, gets it. As Taylor continues to maneuver from left to right here in white, Marian defends in black. Almost 10 minutes left to go here before recess. Marian ahead 1-0, looking for more with Seifert. Back to his left foot from distance, and that thing just took off like a plane. High and wide on the near side. Shot number 11 for Marian tonight. That's Gerald Ramirez in for Marian. He'll replace Dowdy, the goal scorer. Lawrence checks out for Taylor, replaced by the big fella, Luke Stimson, the freshman from Powell, Ohio. Goal kick from Spiegel. Ramirez, far side to Tagishi. Up to Doolittle with a back heel flick. Forward, Seifert on side, right edge of the box, trying to get to the end line. Did, but he ran out of real estate. It was kicked out of play by By Taylor. That's going to be the 5th corner of the first half here for Marian, who's practically been living here in their offensive end tonight. They shoot on the goal to our left as we dip below 9 minutes remaining here in the first. Tagishi again stands over this one for Marian. Taylor led by 20th year head coach Gary Ross. Both head coaches tonight, Ross and Jenkins, alums of the programs that they lead. Send it in, and this one finds the back of the net, and it might have been Kyle Alb as he leapt up and headed a cross in or a corner in from Tagishi. And with 8.5 minutes to go in the first half, second assist for Yoshi Tagishi, and the goal for Alb, his 3rd one of the year. Makes it 2-0 Knights, again with 8.5 to go in the first. Two wonderful passes from Tagishi. And now the entire Taylor 11 huddles up on the left side of the field trying to figure anything out here. They've mustered just 2 shots tonight. They just have not seemed to be on the same page here tonight. Marian, though, has. They have been dialed in, have been connected wonderfully here tonight. They lead 2-0 off of 2 assists from Yoshi Tagishi. First to Dowdy, and now to Al. First one was off of a cross, second one's off a corner. As Jonas Schaefer in for the Knights, along with Daniel Smith. And Tagishi, the 2-assist man, exits along with Bernerone. Maris goes crossfield. Kelly has to run back about 10, 15 yards to get it. And Harold plays it forward, and Harold's hurt. Matt went right down to the turf after he got that pass away. And Matt goes down onto the turf. That's tough to see for the senior. Remember, he got dinged up a little bit earlier. And the sports medicine staff comes on to take a look at Matt Harold. Gets back to his feet trying to limp off. He's been limping for some time. Remember, he got tangled up a couple of minutes ago, was limping a little bit. Wanted to stay in the match, but then right when he tried to pass that one forward, he went right down to the turf. And he puts his arm around head athletic trainer Casey Hackman, and he'll be helped off the field. Louis Honeyford from England ready to come in for Marian. The Trojans will sub in Sean Fields, one Colorado man for the other. Fields out of Littleton, Colorado. Matt Harold from Colorado Springs. So Honeyford allowed to come on as well. Same thing for Fields. And Harold limping as he makes his way into the medical tent. Alan Tenorio out for the Knights. Free kick for Devlin and Taylor on the far side of the field. About 12 yards outside of the midline. Right foots it forward, trying to come to Sanabria on the near side. It's off the foot of Honeyford and out on the near sideline. Good opportunity for Taylor for a throw-in from their attacking half, something they have struggled to find quality time in the offensive end here this evening. Maris far enough away from any of those ropes that he had to deal with there, so he can back up as far as he wants here. Maris, that running head start, fires a missile into the 18. Over a couple people's heads, loose in the 18, and Torres scoops it up as there's a whole bunch of traffic in front of him. And another Trojan slow to get back to his feet. That might be Stimson. And now Marian quickly breaking out up the far side. The Knights leading 2-0. Goals from Dowdy and Alb in the 8th minute and the 37th minute. Sent in from the far side by the Knights with less than 7 to go here before the half. Hooker turns the corner on Sanabria, gets all the way near the 6, back out front. Shot is blocked on the way there by an attempt from Seifert. Back out near midfield, Alb holds it in for Marian. He tries it from long range. That pinballed off of 2 different guys. And Sanabria just lives to fight another day as he kicks out a play on the near side. Actually looks like Gooden was able to hold that one in, but 2 wonderful scoring chances again here for Marian as their 13th and 14th shots of the night were blocked. A wonderful hustle and play there from Hooker to try to make it 3-0 Marian here before the end of the first. So Seifert and Alb with those last 2 shots. And Marian with Daniel Smith. Off to Doolittle. In the center circle, just poking it away before trouble came were the Knights. Doolittle to Ramirez. His long pass, getting it poked away by Kelly, but it's out of play. And Marian regroups with 5:40 and ticking here in half number 1, leading 2-0. Out far side, and it stays here with the visiting Knights. Throw in far side. Devlin shoved from behind. And there's the whistle. 4 fouls on either team here in the first. Taylor trying to get out of the defensive end. They've been playing defense for almost the whole 45 minutes tonight. Just not a lot of offense from TU, and they find themselves down by a pair of goals. Here with less than 5 to play in the first. Levi Yoder, pressure from behind, runs through a bump from Seifert. Near side, Glover. To Maris. Bluffs a crossfield pass along the near side. Taylor from left to right here in this first half, trailing 2-0. They've been outshot 14-3 here in our contest this evening. Devlin far side to Kelly. Back to Devlin. Ball popped behind him. He's able to get, nice play to get himself free to his left foot. Looks to cross, does. Volleyed away by Albin, the 18. Still held near the top of the box. Here's Carpenter from distance. It's blocked. Ricocheted near side to Glover. About 5 yards outside of the box. Glover sprints to the end line, trying to cross. Works it back to his left foot. Shedded his defender. Sets up a left-footed pass. Headed down right to the 18, but out of the reach of Matt Yoder. Off the forehead of Brock Carpenter for TU. Best offensive stab for Taylor here in some time, as they have been just stuck on the defensive end for ages here this evening. Need up from Glover. Back down to the feet of Kelly. He's shouldered down and a foul called against Miguel Luna. Fifth one against Marian. Taylor's going to have the free kick 5 yards outside midfield. Actually, make it 3 from where Maris has it teed up at. And Maris blasts one through the night sky. Off the shoulder of Kelly, and it's out of play and going back to Marian. Out again off a TU. Far side throw in for the Knights with 2:20 remaining in the first half. They've dominated it, leading or outshooting Taylor 14-5, and they lead 2-0. A pair of assists for Yoshi Tagishi, goals from Dowdy and Alb. Two Indiana natives, Dowdy from Fishers and Alb from Northwest Indiana and Crown Point. Booted forward from the keeper, Torres. Stimson pushed from behind. And the guilty party, Seifert, puts his hand in his face, or puts his face in his hands, excuse me. Quick restart to the far side with 90 seconds remaining in the first half. Taylor trying to get a much-needed quality scoring chance tonight. Matt Yoder looking for an angle anywhere. He is walled up nicely by Hooker. That'd be Kelton Hooker. We've already seen Cameron Hooker. Cameron 14, Kelton 15. Far side throw in for the Trojans as we get ready to hit a minute to play here in the first half. Maris to throw it in. Far side into the 18. Deflected down, still not clear. Shooting and scoring is Brock Carpenter. That ball popped free, and Carpenter put her home with 48 seconds left to go in the first half. Third goal of the year for Carpenter. And the Trojans finally break through and are a goal away from tying it up. We'll see who got that last touch before it ended up at Carpenter's feet. But he's the new leading goal scorer on the year. The Trojans have got new life with that goal coming in the 45th minute and just 48 seconds remaining in the first half of play. Now Marian trying to answer before the end of the half. They shoot from distance, and it's off the near side of the post and the crossbar. Quick restart off the kickoff, and it was Gerald Ramirez that ripped a rocket with his right foot. 20 seconds left to go. Spiegel, at the urging of the coaching staff of Taylor, they tell him to hold it and take his time. And he plays it forward with 13 seconds. Devlin flicking it in. Sanabria trying to find Carpenter. It was just out of his reach as Taylor's faithful down below us. We're looking for maybe a little late first half magic. But a 45th minute goal by Brock Carpenter, his third of the year, brings Taylor to within one after Marian had dominated play in the first half. We're through 45 minutes from Turner Stadium. Marian leads Taylor 2-1 here on the Trojan Sports Network. BSN Sports halftime numbers, 15 shots to 6 in favor of Marian. We do have one change. The first assist was given to Josh Wessling, not Tagishi. Tagishi did get the second one. The goals are correct. So Dowdy scored the first one from Wessling, not Tagishi. Alb scored from Tagishi on the corner kick. It is 2-1 in favor of Marian. As we just start the second half of play, two teams have switched sides, so Taylor attacks the goal to our left. Here in the second half, Marian attacks the goal to our right. Quick update from Indianapolis. Taylor's women's soccer team leading the national ranked and the national runners-up Marian Knights 1-0 at half. Matt Yoder presses forward. Juan Torres sends it away for Marian. Flag is in the air on the near side, and it looks like the Knights were offside. Taylor in the white, Marian in the black tonight. Trojans 0-1-1 in Crossroads League play. Marian is 1-1, fresh off of their 3-1 win against Goshen Wednesday night. Knights up the far side of the field. Then right-footed forward by TU. We do not see Matt Harold out there to start. Sean Fields gets the start at Harold's center back position. He suffered a lower body injury and was able to get off the field under some of his own power, but it was aided as well by the athletic training staff. We have not seen Harold since coming out for the second half. Bryce Lawrence also gets the start here in the second half for Taylor. Far side to Glover, who also came off the bench in our opening half of play. Sam Spiegel, spectacular in the first half. 3 saves, all highlight reel. Matipa trying to add to the highlight reel. Big touch towards the middle. He's got to stomp as he pirouettes around and lays it off to Lawrence in space. That space vacated quickly by Nakame. Glover up to Ballard. Still on the right side as Taylor attacks the goal to our left. Pass into space. Ballard, first one onto it. End line cross, blocked, and it'll be a corner for TU on the far side. Left foot in swinger, far side, kicked down by Alb. Taylor trying to hold it in the attacking half. Levi Yoder comes out and gets on top of it. Near side to Liam Brennan. Got away from one defender, couldn't get away from the second. But Marian can't get it across midfield with pace, and now Taylor regroups just a couple yards outside midfield on the defensive end. Devlin back to Glover, whose older brother Drew in his second season as an assistant here on the Trojan coaching staff. Marian tried to clear. They got it almost out of back into the attacking end. Nice little pirouette from Levi Yoder, and he drew a foul from behind. Don't look now, but the Taylor women's soccer team now up 2-0 over nationally ranked Marian. They're just 5 minutes in to the second half. Trying to get those goal scores for you here. Here it's 2-1 Marian over TU. Taylor women's soccer head coach Scott Stan and the ladies trying to get a statement win tonight. Claire Massey and Audrey Grimm, your goal scorers tonight for TU on the women's side as they lead Marian 2-0 on the road in Indianapolis. That game about 5 minutes gone in the second half. Here we have also have about 5 minutes expired here in the second half clock. Devlin sweeps it near side. Brennan tried to knock it down. He did, but it was right to the feet of Josh Wessling, who was right there in his face. Marian presses forward. Here's Dowdy. Spiegel gets it away from trouble into the center circle. Bernerone moving forward for Marian. Now off to Tenorio. Tenorio circles over that right shoulder. Lawrence watching his every move. Long pass. Good read. Glover knocks it forward. Too far for Ballard to make a stab at. And now Marian regroups near midfield. Tenorio. Far side. His pass cut down easily by Colin Maris. Taylor pressing from right to left in white. Lawrence back to Maris. Now back forward to Lawrence again. Devlin. Wide open is Glover. Far side, 3 yards away from midfield. Lawrence in tight quarters, the defenders circling him. Pass dangerously to the defensive end. Kicked away nicely by Fields. Couldn't connect with Matt Yoder, the center forward. Back forward to Nakame. Nakame slips it in. There is Dowdy again against Spiegel, and Spiegel, a backside kick and kicked away by the Trojans again. Maris made the second save, but either Glover or Devlin were on the end line and saved another goal from going back up 2-0 for Marian. Wonderful job by the Trojans on the defensive end after Spiegel was able to deter Dowdy on a clean look. Marian still pressing on the goal to our right. Glover steps in, pokes it away from the man in front of him, Bruno Merle. Now Taylor bracketing Merle on the far sideline. Glover steps in. Merle steps around him to the end line. Left-footed cross. Spiegel off the line. He kicks it or catches it in midair. The initial shot from Dowdy got away from Spiegel. Sam might have gotten a piece of it, but it still kept rolling towards that wide-open goal mouth, and thankfully for him, he had Devlin and one other teammate right there, and then it looked to be Sean Fields that had came in and got a second shot away as the Knights tried to score on the rebound. Foul against MU, their 7th. Make it their 8th, excuse me. The defense has been strong at times, particularly Spiegel this evening. He has been otherworldly at times. A couple of team saves there for the Trojans on the end line. Spiegel lifting near side, but Brennan runs out of room as it sails over his head. The Taylor students wanted athletic trainer Casey Hackman to kiss the ball, which is tradition when the ball gets in the stands here with the students, but Casey Hackman not a student, adult, so he's not going to kiss the ball. Dowdy sidesteps from Brennan. It was off of whom? It was off of Brennan. Nope, overruled by referee Donald Williams. And the Trojans have a throw-in near side as they have played really strong coming out of the gates here in this second half. It always has almost 9 minutes expired from it. Off the chest of Matt Yoder, and Brian Matipa just saunters his way in. Now tries to swim through Nakame, And Marian comes out of the scrum with it. And the Trojans take Wessling down to the turf, a foul against TU. Free kick near side for Tagishi and Marian. Nice ball sent towards the top of the 18. Backside play, blocked on the way there by Brennan on the attempt from Bernerone. Back up top, and this one curled wide and high on the attempt there from Sebastian Gonzalez, 10 in black. Sub in for the Trojans, their number 10, Webby Peary on to spell Lawrence. Spiegel bashes it forward. 10 yards across midfield and headed forward by Devlin. M. Yoder to Matipa. Circles and plays wide open spaces ahead for Glover. Carter surveys. Try to curl it into Matipa. The defense was in between Matipa and the ball. And that defender sends it away for Marian. Far side throw and upcoming here for the Trojans. They've come out much stronger here to start the second half than they did in the first. Taylor head coach Gary Ross on the Taylor sideline down below us, trying to relay a message emphatically to the folks on the sideline. Throw in, Torres off his line. He fell down. It's still free out across the end line off of who? Off of Marian. And Taylor's got a corner with a full moon rising across from us up above the Student Center. An orange and red tint to that full moon rising as we knock on the doors of the month that contains All Hallows Eve. Quarter number 3 for TU tonight. 2 Trojans stand over it. They'll play it back up top. Brennan knocks it down, lets her fly, and that's well over the crossbar, trying to come to the near side as well. Ballard and Devlin were the 2 that stand over the far side corner. Again, Taylor attacks the goal to our left here in this second half. 2-1, the Marian lead. Marian still out shooting Taylor by a wide margin, 18-7, but the Trojans have had a much better chance trying to create scoring opportunities here since halftime. Long ball forward from Brennan, up the near side. Devlin sprinting his heart and guts out. Torres comes in and kicks it away before Devlin can make a stab at it. That's a risky play for Torres. He came all the way to the near sideline off of his line. If he misses it, Devlin can turn and just go right into an unguarded goal. So a throw-in upcoming for Colin Maris. He glides forward to pick up the ball and ready himself. A deep breath for the junior captain out of Westfield, Indiana. Approaching 32 minutes we are here in the second half. 2-1, the Marian lead. That's our same score from half. Maris heaves it in towards the backside. Matipa heads it in, and we're tied at 2, but wave it off as referee Donald Williams pointed at something inside the 18. Maybe that's how Matipa got free. The offside flag was in the air near side for Marian. It looked to be a 2-2 tie, but for some reason, Donald Williams did not like what happened inside the box, and Matipa's picture-perfect header to the far side of the goal is all for naught. You can hear from the crowd, Mike, some people down below us think it was offside, but the official on the far side, that'd be Tundi Ashola, did not have the offside flag in the air. Whatever it was, referee Donald Williams emphatically called it himself, pointing at something in the area where Matipa had got the header off. Maybe Brian had ushered someone away to try to clear that space. But either way, it's still 2-1 Marian as the Trojans were that close from leveling the match after they started out 2-0. Big bounce off the turf to Devlin. He pops it high in the air. Matipa at full song near side. Ball comes back down to the earth. Brian plays it back into space, but as he did, Takeshi was there to snuff it out. Brennan slides off of who? Off of Brennan and back to Marian on the near sideline. Throw-in upcoming. Headed forward by Marian off of a knee. Levi Yoder inside quarters trying to move forward. Matipa. A slide tackle, not successful from Wessling, who assisted on the first goal of the night for MU. Matipa gives way to Liam Brennan, who gets ready for the throw. Matipa trying to get it back to Brennan, but good defense from Wessling behind to pop it free for Marian. Nice play, Levi Yoder knifes the loose ball out of the air. Near side to younger brother Matt. Matt centering, backside, right there. The Trojans, goes off the chest of Ballard. He was making a back post run, but it was too high in the air for him to make a stab at with his head. And it goes back to Marian, but the Trojans creating a lot more offense than what we saw from them in the first 45 minutes. Philip Seifert on for Marian. He replaces KG Nakame. Full moon rising across from us here on the last day of September in the States. For those of you like the Devlin family watching in Northern Ireland, it's already October. We hope the 10th month of the year is off to a good start. Officially fall a couple of weeks ago, and it felt like fall this week. Had some late holds of summer today, though, with temperatures near 80. But a cool fall night here in Upland, Indiana, with the home team Taylor trying to come back from a 2-0 deficit. They trail 2-1 here. Thought they just had the equalizing tally, but it was all for naught. Foul call on the Trojans back in their attacking end. So Marian sets up as Torres walks out from the goal to take the free kick along the near side of the field. Marian attacks the goal to our right here in half number 2. They're clad in black jerseys and shorts with a faded out highlighter yellow. Not a highlighter yellow. Full brand new highlighter yellow numbers and letters. Taylor in the home whites with the gray stripes on the front, purple numbers on the front and back. Nice takeaway from Levi Yoder for Taylor. Near sideline, Matipa, who thought he had just tied the game a few moments ago. Matipa sprinting, second touch was too much, and it's cleared away by Kyle Laub, and he thought it went off of a Taylor player, and now he's arguing, and now the clock is stopped. With 27:48 to go, and it looks like Alb protested too much. And a yellow card given to Al. So Taylor had a yellow card against Matt Yoder in the first half. Brennan exits in favor of Brock Carpenter, who scored that goal with 48 seconds remaining in the first half to get Taylor back to within striking distance, down 2-1. Near sideline throw in for Taylor's Colin Maris. Just a few steps to the left of his head coach, Gary Ross. Yoder into the 18. Matiba trying to find room. Headed away by Marian. Peary got his chest on it. Back out near the middle of the field. Maris pops it down to El Yoder. Slaloming his way, trying to get away from fictionary defenders. Yoder taken down. Peary works it along near side. It got away from Devlin, but scooping it up is Brennan on the near side. To the middle and Peary. One of the 3 seniors honored before tonight's match. Marian packing it in. Taylor bashes it far side. Shielding his eyes from the lights overhead is Levi Yoder on the right side. That'd be the far side of the field here in the second half. 27 minutes and change left to go in this one. Taylor down 2-1. Trying to win their first Crossroads League match of the year after tying and coming up on the wrong side against Grace Wednesday. They tied St. Francis on this field a week ago tonight in a 3-3 high-scoring affair. Yoder far sideline, a couple steps on the Taylor defensive side of the field. Taylor really didn't get any offense going until late in the first half. The defense was really on their heels. Matt Harold back on the Taylor sideline, but his socks are pulled down to his ankles, so it looks like Harold's night, one of the 3 seniors along with Peary and Brian Matipa, looks like Harold's night has come to a conclusion. Carpenter racing up the far side in a step-for-step battle with Merle. Merle turns up the far sideline, eludes Carpenter, now stomps on the brakes and tries to get away from 4 and white. Carpenter ties him up, and he gets whistled for the foul with 26 minutes remaining in this one. Free kick in the defensive end for Marian. They lead 2-1. The Kyle Alb header goal off the corner kick looming larger and larger with each passing moment. Still a 2-0 Taylor lead on the women's soccer side against number 6 Marian down in Indy. For the first time in some while, Sam Spiegel gets the ball at his feet. Scoops it up with no pressure, whips it out near side to Brennan, who sidesteps away from a Marian defender. That was Josh Wessling, as Brennan carries all the way to the middle. Carpenter, the only goal scorer for Taylor tonight. Waiting. As Brock turns over that left shoulder. His younger sister will be a member of that women's soccer team a year from now. Brennan has it taken off of his foot. Here comes Marian the other way with Seifert. As Gonzalez racing up to the right side, goes left side here. Pass was blocked, back to the feet of that Marian player, looks to be Tenorio. Taken away, now here's Peary with a head of steam up the other way. There's a 3-on-2 moment there for Marian. Peary forward to Matipa as the Trojan students rise to their feet. Matipa wanted to get to that right foot, could not. Just poked away nicely by Tagishi. Matipa comes back and he shoves Wessling down from behind, trying to take the ball away from him. Taylor fans don't like it, but a little too aggressive play there from Brian Matipa. "24 minutes and change remaining here in the second half. Remember, second year in college soccer with no overtime in regulation. So if Taylor can get the equalizing goal and we hit the 90 minutes, both teams come out of here with a point. Headed in. Off the line, Spiegel. He scoops it up, and Dowdy was right there trying to make another stab at his second goal of the night. Dowdy not the highest goal scorer for Marian, but you would not know it from watching him play tonight. He has been at every pretty much scoring opportunity tonight, outside of the one that Al buried with his head. It was a wonderful evening for Evan Dowdy, the sophomore from Fishers, Indiana. 3 subs on for the Trojans. Levi Kelly, Luke Stimson, and Carlos Sanabria. They replace Matipa, Levi Yoder, and Brennan. Throw in far side of the field for TU. With that full moon continuing to rise in the sky across from us. Headed into space, Marian clears it away. Not a clean first receive and a first touch from Maris, but back into the 18 for Spiegel. Sam lifts it in the air near side. Kelly with the fresh legs off the chest. Has a man on his back trying to turn, but he cannot turn before it rolls out of play. Good job by Wessling to ride him up the near side. Tagishi to throw in for MU. And Baron lets it bounce past him, the captain, into the center circle. Gooden got away from Peary, lifted away from Devlin, but now he's got extra men to try to turn it away from him, and they finally get off to Tagishi. Veers to the middle, now back to the right of the near side. Tagishi got into the air, he got clipped out of the air by Devlin. And a foul is called against the Northern Irishman. 9th foul by the Trojans tonight. So we get close to 22 minutes left to go here in half number 2. 2-1, the Marian lead tonight. Tagishi near side. Right-footed free kick service, back of the box, headed up, still loose, trying to volley it out of the air was Gonzalez. He didn't get a clean kick, or clean touch, and Carpenter gets it away from trouble for Taylor. Stimson bodied his way forward, volleyed back into the box by Marian. Looking into the night sky was Spiegel. It bounces over his head. Did he touch it? No, he didn't. And so the Trojans and Sam get ready for a goal kick. Big blast from Maris. Racing forward, Carpenter still at full song. He just shoves the Marian man in front of him down, and then the man that was down on the field, that was Sam Gooden, did not like it, so he grabbed onto Carpenter's legs, and now both Gooden and Carpenter being summoned to come have a chat with referee Donald Williams. No question Carpenter got the foul. He went right in and shoved Gooden right in the back. But then Gooden was unhappy because he went from running to being on the ground, so he got tangled up with Carpenter. And it's foul number 10 on TU tonight with 20 minutes and 56 seconds left to go here in the second half. Marion's 2-1 lead from halftime still intact. Free kick from Gooden, who was taken down to the turf. Some hand fighting with Seifert and Levi Kelly. Sanabria trying to ride him up the near side. He got the ball away from him, but couldn't get away from that pesky Tagishi, who's been all over the field tonight for Marian. Sliding forward is Westling, keeping it going in the Knights' way up the near side. They wanted to pop it forward to Dowdy, but make it Seifert, but too far out of his reach. And subs coming in for both sides. Caleb Ballard back in for TU. And Miguel Luna on for Marian. Luna replaces Westling. Matt Yoder, the center forward, checks out for TU. Sanabria will slide back and take over that center forward position for the home Trojans. Tagishi volleys it with a left foot towards the middle of the field. Every player looking into the night sky trying to track it. Carpenter trying to box out his man. That was Tenorio. But it went off of Carpenter's back and back to Tenorio. Bernerone near side as Tagishi calls for trying to make a run. Bouncing, rolling, and out of play. $19 shots to 7 in favor of Marian tonight. The Trojans have done a pretty good job at creating some offense, but ever since that Matipa goal that was waved off about 13 minutes ago, their offense has kind of been non-existent. They've got to get something going here if they want to come away with at least 1 point tonight. Spiegel rockets it forward, far side. Carpenter full song, trying to track it down. He couldn't get there in time as it's about 8 yards ahead of him and out of play. Jaden Francis out of Indianapolis. Ready to come in for Marian. And the clock stops with 18:49 left. Seifert out along with Gonzalez. Not sure why they stopped the clock for the two Marian subs. We have not gotten below 5 minutes yet. With the Marian, if the Marian folks would sub leading, obviously would stop the clock, but either way, Donald Williams wanted to stop the clock, so that's what the boss man gets. Head referee tonight. Sanabria racing his way back, able to pick a couple pockets of Marian Knights. Stimson right foots one to the far sideline, and Glover. Glover back to the near side, and Kelly took a short bounce ahead of him. Levi to race back to get it. Sends it to the middle, turned over to Doolittle, 50 in black. Now off to Luna. Off the back of Peary, right to the chest of Tenorio for Marian. Tenorio far side, wants to connect with Merle. Too far ahead of him, and it's going back to Taylor on the far sideline throw-in. With Levi Yoder right near midfield, ready to check back in. The Trojans wanted to get Yoder back onto the field. They weren't able to do so, but now a foul called against Marian in the defensive end. That was going to go against Jaden Francis. 9th foul of the Knights, 10 of them tonight for Taylor. Less than 18 minutes remaining here in the second half. Taylor still down by 1, 2-1 to the Knights of Marian. Long pass forward. Ballard lays it back to Devlin with Trojan sprinting forward. Back to Ballard, who's onside. He's got a 2-on-1. Ballard trying to go to his right foot, far side of the box. He shoots, just misses the near side post as stopping his run momentarily with Sanabria. If he had kept going, he could have put it in, but instead trying to check back and stay onside. Levi Yoder will come in to replace Webby Peary before the Trojans take this near side corner with Ballard and Devlin both standing over it. We've seen Ballard take the last couple of these corners from the far side of the field to use that left foot as an in-swinger. It looks like Devlin will be the one to take it, and he does with his right foot. Blast in the back post. There's Yoder. He got a man in front of him as Yoder was wide open behind himself, but he couldn't get the ball cleanly to him. Now he fights for it on the far sideline, bouncing around, still in play. As now Maris sachets to his right. Into the 18 again, headed away by the Knights in the back line. Might have been Alb there in the middle for the visitors. Out of bounds, far side. It stays with Taylor as we approach 16 minutes to play here in the second half. 2-1, the Marian lead. Time stops with 16 for a Marian player down across from us. Looks like they're trying to stretch out the legs of that Marian player. And it was the new man in, number 27, Jaden Francis. First time we have seen Jaden tonight. Did not see him in the first half. So the clock is stopped with about 16 minutes left to go. And Taylor has the throw in. Far side Carpenter pops it forward. Sanabria trying to get to it before it got to the end line. He did. And then kicking it out of bounds is the Marian defense and Sam Gooden. It didn't take a Taylor bounce with Sanabria there at the end line, but he was able to fight for it, keep it from rolling out clean. And Taylor gets ready for corner kick number 5 on the night. Ballard, the only one to stand over it for Taylor. Can play an in-swinger with his left foot from the far side corner where the ball rests. Taylor down 2-1. A late curl in towards the top of the 18. Stimson couldn't get enough force on it to play it back in towards the box. Marian gets it out of play into the medical tent. And Levi Kelly comes to throw it in, quickly dishes it off to Sean Fields, who has taken over for the senior Matt Harold, who suffered a lower body injury back in the first half. Pop pass headed out of there by Maris, right up to Carpenter, far side. Taylor looking for that equalizing tally as we're getting close to a quarter hour left to play here from Upland, Indiana. Near side, Kelly. Defender Luna comes out to defend him, then back to Devlin. The Trojans play it. Devlin right near the middle of the field. He kicks and he couldn't curl it. He kicks it straight out of bounds as he wanted to curl it in towards the far side and Carpenter. Brian Matipa ready to enter back into the next opportunity for Taylor. Marian kicks it to the attacking half. Maris the first one onto it for Taylor. Over his head. Yoder bumped from behind by Doolittle, and that got the ball to the feet of his teammate Bernerone. Luna back to the defensive end briefly, and Alb, who has the game-winning tally right now to make it 2-0 Marian. Taylor got one back with 48 seconds left to go in the first half. What do they have for the final 14 here of regulation? Long pass, Ballard, Kelly tried to pop it to the middle, couldn't find anybody in white. Tagishi back to the near side, Taylor intercepts with Kelly. Yoder, Ballard, touch near side, just too much and too far ahead of Kelly as Taylor had a quick opportunity to try to strike. And now Marian's trying to slow things down. Torres with pressure. The keeper gets it out to the far side of the field. Bernerone in the middle. Near side to Tagishi. Tagishi dribbling forward. Left to center, Tenorio. Passes forward. Nice slide by Glover. Redirected it to the middle, but right to the Marian Knights. Doolittle comes in. He was kicked away by Fields. Still back near. Cypher tried to work it in. Taylor couldn't clear. Back to Doolittle. Big first touch. Might have gone off of his hand as it ricochets and rolls out across the end line, but it's off of Taylor. And it's the first corner kick of the second half for the Knights. It'll be number 6. Sebastian Gonzalez back on for the visitors. Brennan Matipa and Matt Yoder come in for Taylor, replacing Sanabria, Kelly, and Carpenter. The clock is starting to become the friend of Marian as we get ready to hit 12 minutes left to go here. Tagishi to take the far side corner. His only assist tonight came off a corner that found the forehead of Kyle Alb. Wants Alb again on the backside of the play. And it's headed down and out by Marian. Spiegel walks forward, plays it forward to Fields, then back to Spiegel. Long pass to Levi Yoder. Nice little move to let it bounce through. He'll play a long pass forward. Matipa and Tagishi, two of the fastest players on the field. Couldn't get there, but Torres, the keeper from Marian, skies it and kicks it right in to the Taylor bench. Into the stands, the students kiss the ball. They throw it back onto the field. A fresh ball given, though, to Devlin. Time, remember, the enemy of the Trojans right now, so any shenanigans going in the stands will hurt the home team. Thus, one of the folks on the sideline quickly got a ball off to Devlin to restart play. Stimson, the freshman midfielder out of Powell, Ohio, back defensively for TU. Near side to Fields, who came in to replace the injured Matt Harold and has played the entire second half after Harold exited back in the first. Marian gets a turnover. Doolittle. Tenorio, left side, wide open. Shot, Seifert, punched away. Spiegel once again, his fourth save tonight, and all four of them have been stellar. Time is called as, assuming no time is called, Nakame comes in for Marian to replace Doolittle. Near side corner for Tagishi and Marian. And a low, blistering kick headed away by Matipa, held in by Marian, bouncing on through, kicked away by the Trojans. Sent back in by Tenorio into the 18. Spiegel skies and picks it out of the air. There are a couple Marian players circling behind him. And Spiegel kicks it away. Marian holding it in. They race to the end line. Maris steps in front, got bumped from behind. And he quickly deals it off to Spiegel as the Marian player with Maris falls down and time is stopped. Maris perplexed. Looks like it was Doolittle, the one that was right there step for step with Maris. Maris came in, boxed him out, and then as Maris was walking away, Doolittle went down onto the turf, and then now he's back running at full song again. Actually, it wasn't Doolittle, it was Gonzalez, but he went down on the turf like he had just gotten hit or was attacked by bees. But he's back to full health. 9:45 and counting here in the second. Taylor trying to find the equalizing tally, down 2-1. Maris throws it in for Taylor. Streaking forward is Ballard, trying to get the inside position on Merle. Skied, bouncing towards the end line. Nice job by Ballard to box two different Marian players out. But the last one to come in, Tenorio, got his foot on it and is able to get it away on the far side. So just a Taylor throw in and not the corner. So we approach 9 minutes left to go. Brock Carpenter to the midfield line. He comes in. He's the only goal scored tonight for the Trojans. And Carpenter replaces Stimson. 23-8 shots in favor of Marian tonight, including 8-2 here in the second half. The Trojans thought they had the equalizing tally with Matipa back with 32 minutes left. It was waved off. Throw in here, sent back towards Maris on the far sideline, and he'll tee it up again. Maris wastes a little time, fires her back into the 18. Coming off the line, Torres, and he intercepts that one with ease. Torres fakes a throw to the near side and drives a punt through the night sky. Full moon has risen overhead across from us. Nakame serpentines his way in. Maris blocks the shot, and now Devlin outstreaking for Taylor, trying to find that tying goal. Long pass, Ballard, touch into space, too far in front of Matipa, so Takeshi, kicks it forward. Matipa near midfield. His cheering section trying to will him forward. He goes back to Fields in the defensive end. And then Fields blasts it into the opposite grandstands across from us. Marian throwing, deflected to the middle. When to get it was Luna. Missing it forward was Gonzalez. Luna. Nice slide tackle here from Carpenter. The Trojans shot out of a cannon. Matip in the middle has to wait for reinforcements. His pass was short, couldn't get it to Ballard on a line. Intercepted by, it looked to be Sam Gooden. So after the Taylor defense got the ball back, the Marian folks get it away again. Sliding Devlin. It will stop the progress of Alan Tenorio. And stop the clock. Taking a little bit too much time was Marian. And now they throw it in again. Taylor gets it back. Devlin heads it to Matipa. Pressure comes from behind, and taking away was Tenorio thanks to the pressure by Luna. To the middle. There's the goal scorer, Dowdy. Deflected off of him, and Spiegel picks it up inside the 6. Spiegel measures. And rolled out here to Fields. Far side, Glover. Carter forward. Headed back again to Matt Yoder. The center forward bumps slightly from behind, still has the ball at his feet. Calling for it. Brennan, and he gets it. 5:45 left to go, second half. Taylor pops it in, left side of the 18. Tagishi turns and kicks it into the stands. Bryce Lawrence on for Taylor. As he replaces Matipa. And Brennan quickly throws it in Lawrence with nobody guarding him. Lawrence couldn't thread the needle. Right at the feet there of Baron. Pops it between two Taylor players, out, but it's staying with TU. 5:15 and counting. Here in the second half, Taylor down 2-1 to Marian. Ballard. Back to Fields. Taylor moving in the wrong direction as they try to attack the goal to our left. Maris back in the defensive end. Big right foot forward. Yoder cuts his way in. It was over his head, headed away by Alb. Back to Alb. Right side, too far for Tenorio to cut it down. Glover, right foots it forward into space. Took a big first bounce around Carpenter, but he pounced on it. Carpenter slipped as he tried to get to his right foot. Dealt away by Marian. So we hit 4.5 minutes left to go here. 2-1, the Knights lead, the same score from half. Long pass to the near side in Tagishi. Brennan forces Tagishi to cut to the middle. Devlin trying to get in. He ties up and takes him down, and this will be a card, it looks like, here against Devlin. And it is first one on Devlin tonight. Less than 4.5 minutes to play here in Upland, Indiana. Taylor trying to erase a 2-0 deficit they thought they had with 32 minutes left on a Matipa header, but it was waved off by referee Donald Williams. Free kick for Marian inside their 18. They haven't had a lot of scoring opportunities. They did have an opportunity earlier, but the Trojan backline able to cut down those chances. Nkeme's shot, deflected high as Maris slid in. He was one of those Trojans that kept it 2-1 earlier in the half. But a corner upcoming here for Marian. They can take their time with less than 4 minutes to go. It'll be the 8th one of the night for the visitors. Looks to be Seifert. Lefty in-swinger to the far side of the 18. Now back to the near. Headed down but out by Devlin across the end line. And that will actually make Bernerone, who just took that one, the Frenchman, with 3.5 to play in the second half. And the clock stops as Marian was taking too much time for the officials' liking. Seifert readies. And the clock starts again. In-swinger to the far side of the post. The far side of the 18, still loose in the air. And coming out of it and skying into the Trojans. Matt Yoder with a smaller defender behind him trying to find it. It's off of his chest. Merle to the near side. Yoder hot on his heels. Merle turns, lifts it up the near side, wanting to find Nakame. Nakame takes a forearm in the back by Brennan, and the foul stops play here with 3 minutes left to go. How much time can Bernerone take off the clock before being forced to play this free kick? He takes a good 20 seconds or so off. Left foot to the back post. Spiegel jumps and catches. So now Taylor with 2.5 minutes left. Need the equalizing goal, trailing 2-1. Drop kick Spiegel. Field sweeps it forward. It goes all the way to the attacking end for Taylor. Here's Lawrence on the near side. Pops it forward. Ballard tried to get it to Brennan. Left to the 18. Sliding and getting it away from trouble was Alb for Marian. 2:03 and winding here in the second half. Taylor still down 1. Maris jogs forward from the defensive area. He backs up, and he's got to make this one quick. He can't take his normal allotment of time as we're almost to 100 seconds remaining here tonight. Taylor still down by 1. Near sideline throw in for Maris. Heaves it in a low one. Back out to Maris on the near sideline. Knocks it down. Deals off to Brennan with 90 seconds to go. Sends it on towards the back post, and Torres right there before anyone from Taylor could try to make a play on it. And now Torres will take the maximum amount of time possible as he looks over his left shoulder at the big scoreboard across and to our left. Almost a minute left to go as you can hear the bell tower ringing out in the distance. Long ball forward, Torres. Glover tried to work it forward, could not. 65 seconds left, off, and Glover quickly throws it in. So you're the 1 minute call ringing out here at Turner Stadium. Lawrence tried to backheel flick it forward. It went off of him with the defender right there on his hip. And with 50 seconds and the clock stops, with 47.9 as Marian was ready to try to bleed as much clock as possible. Headed in, Taylor trying to move it forward. Carpenter to Matt Yoder. Dies at his feet, couldn't thread it through to the cutting Ballard. But right back to Devlin. He gets tripped as he moves to the middle. Play continues in the center circle with Nakame. Nakame racing forward with 30 seconds left. Sliding. Maris slid when he got it with his arm. Handball the call. The Trojan fans don't like it. But Maris slid forward. And the clock stops with 22 seconds left. A Trojan player down behind the play. That's Devlin. That's why the clock stopped. Now with athletic trainer Casey Hackman coming onto the field, Devlin is going to have to leave the field. Good to see Justin able to jog off under his own power, but Taylor a man down here for the time being. Devlin's got to re-put his shin guard back into his sock. Then he should be ready to come back onto the field once the free kick is played forward. Devlin, sock pulled up to his knees, ready. Hands on his hips, popped forward, headed away by the Trojans. Devlin allowed to come back on. 17 seconds left. Taylor sends it in deep. Cut down at midfield. Lawrence pops it up far side. Ballard trying to head it forward. Ballard again with 10 seconds left. Back towards midfield, not where Taylor wanted to see the ball go. Yoder's there with 3, and that is going to be how this one ends tonight. The Trojans thought they had the equalizing goal with 32 minutes left, but the Brian Matipa header waved off And the score from halftime holds as Marian defeats Taylor tonight by a final of 2-1. Goals by Evan Dowdy and Kyle Alb. Alb being the game-winning goal of the night as Marian jumped out to that 2-0 lead. Brock Carpenter's goal with 48 seconds left in the first half was the lone Trojan score of the night. 4 saves for Sam Spiegel, the Taylor keeper. He was spectacular tonight. And 3 saves on the other end for Juan Torres. With the loss, the Trojans fall to 3-7-1, 0-2-1 in Crossroads League play. Marian improves to 7-1-2, 2-1 in the league. They now have 6 points. The Trojans still with 1. League play continues on Wednesday. Stay tuned to TaylorTrojans.com for more updated information on upcoming Taylor men's soccer happenings. Special thanks to Natalie Monerick, our camera operator tonight. The executive producer of the Trojan Sports Network is Seth Michael. Once again, our final score from Turner Stadium was Marian 2, Taylor 1. This has been a presentation of Taylor men's soccer on the Trojan Sports Network. Until we talk to you again, we say goodnight from Upland, Indiana.
Proceeding has been a presentation of the Trojan Sports Network.